need to go through as the winners of Group B. Madagascar, they will finish 4th in the section, irrespective of what happens here in this final group game.
Esse para todos levantarem e vamos entoar o hino nacional do Senegal. So please stand up for the national anthem of Senegal. Vamos entoar o hino nacional do Madagascar. And now for the national anthem of Madagascar.
So kick-off quickly approaching here in Vilanculo. And let's take a look at the starting 5 for Senegal. Well, with the qualification assured, perhaps no great surprise to see 3 changes made by coach Mamadou Diallo. Sedina Isale Diane coming in goal in place of Elseni Ndiaye, Papamodu Ndoye replacing the suspended Ninu Jean-Paul Diatta, and Mamadou Diane, who scored a crucial goal against Egypt, drafted into the lineup as well. Mamadou Silla not in the squad this afternoon. Sedina Diane, the number 8 for Senegal, their leading scorer with 6 goals through 2 games so far. Got 4 in the opener against Uganda, a couple more yesterday against Egypt. Oh, I beg your pardon, that is in fact Elseni Ndiaye, who is wearing the captain's armband for Senegal. So perhaps a late change there. He does in fact keep his place in at goal. And the starting 5 for Madagascar, looking to go home on a high after what's been a difficult campaign. Marcel Richard and Domona Mami Fabrice, the 2 players to keep their place following the defeat by Uganda. A chance to give some playing time to other members of the squad, with elimination unfortunately confirmed for the Malagasy. Coach Salofo Ramarolahi was the man who led them to African glory 7 years ago. Just the 12-man squad for them here. out of a possible 15. Mamadou Diallo, 51 years of age, former Senegal international. 11-a-side football, played at the 1994 Africa Cup of Nations for his country. Played in a number of countries as well on 4 continents. He's got a league best 26 goals for the Tampa Bay Mutiny in the 2000 MLS season. Will be Madagascar to kick things off this final group game. This year's Beach Soccer Africa Cup of Nations in Mozambique. So we're underway here in Group B. It is in fact Sedina Isale-Dieng who is in goal. Sony and Jai just taking part in the pre-match coin toss. Early touch here for Issa. Towards Amar Samb, one of 2 players to keep his place following the 6-4 win over Egypt, along with Sedina Dieng. Mamour Dieng missed the opener for Senegal after testing positive for COVID-19, but was back in action yesterday and scored Senegal's 5th to break open. Had been a tight game until that point. Well, perhaps a chance for both teams to try and turn on the style here. Nothing really at stake in terms of the group standings. So goes here, just over a minute played. Pack's look on the face of Honoré, the Malagasy keeper. It's going to be a chance for Senegal's top scorer, Sedina Dieng, to break the deadlock early on. Drilled home from one free kick yesterday. What to do similarly here. Dieng, this time, drags it harmlessly wide. Just rolling off Ndoye. Madagascar came from 4-2 down in the final 3 minutes against Egypt in their opening match, including an equaliser in the last 30 seconds, scored by Rakotomala Orlando. But it wasn't to be for them in the end, going down 4-3 on penalties. Led Uganda 3-1 yesterday. That's 4 unanswered goals by the Sand Cranes in the final period. Allowed Uganda to turn the game on its head. Honoré. This is Fabrice. Good save by Issa. Mamadou Diallo taking charge at the finals for the first time for Senegal, replacing Oumar Sylla, who's moved on to take over the Moroccan national team. And Diallo was a former assistant to Silla. Good stop down low. Have another chance here for Mamour Gian. Go for the overhead here, and it's not too far over. So Fofo winning the free kick for Madagascar. Foul committed by Amar Sam. A good opportunity here for Madagascar. Fofo's going to hit it, and just wide of the upright. Jan stepping across to intercept just in time. I want to lead the counter. Just about kept in play by Honoré. Flings it upfield. And a bit of a scuffed attempt. Saliou Boubou Ndoye, number 15 for Senegal. Making an early appearance off the substitutes bench. 7 players allowed on the bench this competition. Fabrice goes back to Honoré. Saw the opening goal yesterday in Senegal's win over Egypt come from their goalkeeper, Alseni Ndiaye. Double switch here by the Malagasy. Toki and Ginity. Scurrying out onto the sand. Was blocked by his own man. Not quite sure it was on target. Down goes Sedina Diane. This time the shots are from Toki. Dribbles wide. Scored 8 goals en route to Madagascar's 2015 title. Was voted the player of that year's tournament. Both crucially converted penalties in the shootout victory over Senegal in the final. One of the seasoned campaigners in this squad. Here he is now, Toki. Just a spin past his man. Loses out though, and Madagascar concede a free kick in a dangerous position. Well, tell by the reaction of Romaro Lahi, he's not best pleased with that. So the side were tactically naive against Uganda the other day. So I said the players were affected by the warm temperatures. Just come to this tournament with 7 players who are part of the title-winning side 7 years ago, but it simply hasn't happened for them here in Mozambique. They find themselves trailing here. 7th goal of the tournament for Sedina Diane as he hammers it past Honoré. The opening goal here in this final group game. So Senegal, a goal to the good in this opening period. scooped up towards Ginity by Tuki. Ginity. Tuki. So there's lots of possession that's led to the free kick for Senegal for the opening goal. Senegal pretty content just to knock it around for the time being. And Doi looking for the return ball. Never found him, and Ginity, three white shirts in close proximity, and a spectacular somersault from Issa as he scoops that ball up off the sand. And the overhead sneaks in at the near post, and Senegal have doubled their advantage. Suleiman Kouli finding a gap at that near post. Fitting it beyond Honoré. So, but Senegal taking charge here in this opening period. Sedina Diane and Suleiman Kouli, the goals so far. Madagascar were the last team to beat Senegal at this tournament in the 2015 finals. Last time the Teranga Lions, though, were defeated in normal time. Was by Ghana in the group stage in 2015. Senegal made it to the final of that year's tournament despite losing 2 of their 3 group stage matches. Since going down on penalty kicks in the final, they've reeled off 16 wins in a row. A chance for a third here, awkward hop, and just helped over by Honoré. Foul. Ginity trying to engineer something for Madagascar. Back with foul. Enough power in the shot this time from Kouli. Hasn't had too much to do so far, but was creating problems for himself there, and does well just to keep hold of that. Honoré. And Issa again on The theatrical dive. Rolling substitutes, of course, part and parcel of beach soccer. Changes made at regular intervals. Orlando. The key names in this Madagascar squad. The free kick, and this time over the top from Saliu. On our right. Looking for foul Madagascar. Decision didn't come their way. Ndoye. Orlando giving chase, and Ndoye holds him off, and decision going in favour of Madagascar. Fofo. Chance coming up for him, just over a minute left in this opening period. We'll have a rest day tomorrow for the 5th and 6th place playoff on Wednesday. Two semi-finals also scheduled for later that afternoon. First up, it will be Morocco taking on Egypt. The winners of Group A up against the runners-up from Group B, the first of the semi-finals. And then a few minutes after that one, it concludes. Senegal will take on Mozambique, the host nation. A repeat of last year's final for a spot in this year's title decider. The final then scheduled for Friday afternoon, which will determine the winners of this 12th edition, and it's Senegal who are cruising so far in this final game in Group B. 2 goals to the good against Madagascar. Sedina Diane with the 7th goal of the tournament, and Suleiman Kouli with the overhead kick to double the advantage. Nothing doing it so far really for Madagascar. So a look back at some of the highlights from that opening period. Cynthia Ishimwe of Burundi became the first woman to officiate at a Beach Soccer Africa Cup of Nations. A bit of a history there. The opening goal crashed home by Sedina Diane. And then the second arrived pretty shortly after for Senegal. Suleiman Kouli, the acrobatic overhead, firing it beyond Honoré, the Madagascar goal.
Senegal 2, Madagascar 0.
So Mamadou Diallo just having a chat with his players during this brief interval.
Qual é o nome do vencedor? Ok, já temos vencedor. Uma salva de palmas para o Gildo!
The 2007 Beach Soccer Africa Cup of Nations as well, Diallo. Senegal's first participation in the tournament. It was first held in 2006. That's when FIFA made it a requirement for all confederations to begin holding qualification tournaments for the World Cup. eventually renamed the Beach Soccer Africa Cup of Nations in 2015. Stern look on the face of Salofo Ramarulahi. It's been a rather chastening experience for him and his players in Mozambique so far. Can they at least bow out with their heads high? So two teams switching ends of the sand. And it'll be Senegal who resume the action here. Fabrice back on his own goal, trying to help out his keeper if need be. Sam losing out to Ginity. Ginity tries to fire off a shot, quickly closed down. It's Amorgian, first time finish, and what a goal that is! Superb finish from Saliu. Held towards him by Mamorgian. No second invitation, slamming it in via the post. Like he enjoyed that one, caught it just before it hit the sands.
Senegal 3, Madagascar 0.
Senegal further increasing their advantage. Three-man wall serving its purpose, deflecting that one behind. So corner for the Berea. Wide of that near post from Imelda, the Malagasy skipper. This is Sam. Gian, lovely vision for that third goal. Working with his back to goal. It's a good save by Gossi. Let's come on here for this second period for Madagascar. It could be four though for the Senegalese, and it's going to be a penalty. Imelda penalised for the foul on Sedina Diane, and he's going to have the chance to add to his haul. The ball away from Fabrice and then just got the run on Imelda. Chopped down as he tried to pull the trigger. And it just goes really from bad to worse for Madagascar.
And now, penalty for
but against Sedina Diane, adding to his 7 goals already from the penalty line here. He's making it sure that Gossi stays on his line. Gian He just knocks it down the middle as Gossi commits and moves to his right. And Gian calmly tucks it away to make it 4-0 in favour of Senegal. Little stutter step in the run-up, and that's prompting Gossi to commit himself. Cool as you like from Senegal's at number 8. Having himself a tournament to remember. Just 20 years of age as well. With the younger members of this squad. Mamadou Diallo, blending a mix of youth and experience. Certainly working so far for him. And Madagascar do pull one back. It is Marcel Richard who sneaks it beyond the dive of Issa. So responding in the best way possible. Still a long way back for Madagascar. Got a hand on it, Issa. Was able to get down quickly enough to take a favourable bounce though in front of him too. Always the risk on the sands. They are finally on the board here in this second period at Madagascar. Dian. Well read by Richard. Scoring at one end, then side out defensively too. He's going to have a free kick coming up too. That's from long range, but you never know. Skips awkwardly again in front of Issa. And this time he does well to shovel it behind and taking quickly the corner. As Madagascar have half the deficit. Imelda, the skipper, getting his name on the score sheets, urging his players to keep going. I'll say good response. Give them credit, the Malagasy. Senegal just switching off at that corner. Taken quickly by Ginedine. And Imelda was unmarked as he side-footed home. Well, do we have a game on our hands here? It looked as if it was just going to be one-way traffic. Senegal threatening to run away with it, but it'd been pecked back by a couple of goals in a short time. Towards the corner flag, and it's going to be kept in here by Lay. Overhead from Mamodjian. Well off the target. A free kick for Madagascar. Diallo furious with his team. Just become a bit sloppy here. last couple of minutes. It's Senegalese. Can they pull their way further back into it? Madagascar. Marcel Richards. Good stop, follow up, and it's another good save made by Issa. Just got his body in the way. Well, they haven't given up the fight. Only stretched the imagination at Madagascar. Gian here with a chance for Senegal though. Hits it, well, completely sliced it. Gossi. Senegalese heads getting to it first. Sene, and another decent chance there for a full. And again, they've been penalised for taking it too long. Inside their own penalty area, the Senegalese, and another opportunity here for Madagascar again. It's going to be Marcel Richards, or is it? Let's have a look. Well, he's being replaced by Toki. And it's going to be the man who's just come on to try his luck. Just a bit of carelessness from the Teranga Lions. So they have to work this out of their system going forwards. May not cost them this afternoon, certainly could in the latter stages of the tournament. So Toki sizes it up and it's the net behind the goal. Issa. Alda trying to hit it first time on the volley. Make any contact with it. Doi. So corner for Senegal. Easily plucked out of the air by Gossi. Free kick again here for Madagascar. Fofo, player impeded. It's all over the back of Fofo from Papamoudou and Doi. Madagascar certainly giving a much better account of themselves in this second period. Fofo, and it flashes wide of the near post. Just cut across it. Flick on header by Sedina Gian. Did rise above the Egyptian keeper Zizo yesterday to get his second in that 6-4 win. Senegal came from behind 3 times in that second period. Sene got the 6th against Egypt, the number 13 for Senegal. Selina Isaleh Sene. Again, an awkward bounce in front of Issa, making himself as wide as possible. Toki. Gossi up ahead. Come back down in the direction towards Sene. Pounced upon by Gossi. Knocked back towards Imelda. Fofo. That's too short for Imelda. Mamojian. Got numbers here at Madagascar. And Issa out in time. No risks are being taken by Fabrice. Amar Sam looks like he's going to make his way back on for the Senegalese. Header kept out. Follow up though. Turned home by Sedina Gian. And for the second time in 3 games, he's got himself a hat-trick. And it was saved by the legs of Gossi, but the ball rebounded straight to Sedina Gian. Simplest of finishes for him. To 9 goals now. Still plenty of time left in this one. Really emerging as quite the goal threat for Senegal in this tournament. Well, they scored from a similar tactic earlier on, Madagascar. This time it didn't work out for them. Gossi. Imelda. Gossi. Fancy a shot of his own here. Wicked hop behind. Saliu. Sedina Gian squares it for a teammate, this time unselfishly. And Senegal re-established their 4-goal cushion here. Mamo Gian slotting home. The keeper drawn out of his goal. Oh, just as Madagascar look to be making a contest of this, Senegal have put their foot down once more. Overhead this time, deflected behind by Imelda. Another overhead and deflected just over the top. Corner, and it's deflected by the man on the line. Yes, it was. Got a touch on it. Position there for that very reason. Saliu. I think again, Mamadou Diallo happy with the ease with which Madagascar were able to get the shot away. Last time, a foul committed by Orlando. Papa Monterendoy, as he stood under his own crossbar here. Frey just checking he's okay. going to knock it short, in fact, to Issa. Flicked over the top. Terrific stuff, this. And off the crossbar. Follow up off the crossbar again. Incredible. How did that stay out? Mamorjian going for the overheads, caught from behind, and he's going to have a free kick, but down clutching the back of his head. Mamorjian. It's a terrific passage of play from the Senegalese. And Jian initially lifting it up onto the crossbar. The follow-up header from Amar Samb, again striking the bar. And then Mamorjian fouled by Marcel Richard. So it's pretty much the same distance away as a penalty. Angle slightly less favourable for Diane, but again, a golden opportunity to stretch the advantage to 5 here. Jian tried to chip it over the keeper. It was advancing too far forward. He's going to be booked as well. So it is a yellow card for Agyossi.
New free kick for Senegal.
Shaq Harrison, Agyosi's full name. So we'll have the attempt retaken by Mamorjian. So going to try this time around, Jian. This time blasted straight past Agyossi. Not even sure he saw that. The Madagascar keeper slammed beyond him by Mamorjian. And Senegal are on a cruise control here.
And now, the goal from Senegal, with the score saying Senegal 7, Madagascar 2.
7 and conceded. Another wicked bounce off the surface. Bounces kindly here too. Virginity, and shot strikes the corner flag before going behind. To the end of this second period in Vilanculo, dominated by Senegal. Shot from Koli, claimed by Gossi. Conceded 5 times since coming on for Honoré for the second period. Gossi. Final seconds of the period, and the overhead goes well behind and wide as well. So Senegal leading by 7 goals to 2 against Madagascar. And their supporters who have made the trip here to Vilanculo looking very relaxed indeed. 7 goals coming in that second period, 5 of them in favour of Senegal. Sedina Gian with his second hat-trick of the tournament. He's got 4 in the tournament opener. 3 so far this afternoon. Let's take a look back at the highlights from that second period. Saliu Bubu and Doyne volleying home sweetly after a fine team move. Assist from Memo Gian. That made it 3-0. And then Sedina Gian rolled home from the penalty line to make it 4-0. To their credit though, Madagascar did launch something of a fight back with Marcel Richard getting them on the scoreboard. And then he added a quick fire second through the captain, Imelda, reacting quickly to slot home the corner. But Senegal responded. And Sedina Gian tapping in his 3rd of the contest to make it 5-2. It's followed by another superbly worked 6th goal, this time Sedina Gian, the provider for Memo Gian, to tuck away his 2nd of the tournament, and he quickly upped the tally to 3-2 on the day, slamming home the free kick that was retaken. So just 12 minutes to go in this last Group B game. Senegal well and truly on course to conclude the group stage with a maximum of 9 points. Madagascar, on the other hand, destined to bow out without a single point to their name. Consider just the 5 times in 4 matches en route to the title. A year ago, Senegal, they have been a little bit more vulnerable a year on, but very much the dominant force nonetheless. So Senegal to start this third and final period, and nearly starting it with a bang. Orlando. Fofo. Sam. Selina Gian. Couldn't quite get there. Gossi. Gian. Some delightful passes this afternoon, the Senegalese number 10. And the recipients of a cutback from Selina Gian to round out a slick move in that second period. Senegal's 6th goal. Very nearly intercepted, or Gian ends up with it. Orlando. Gian trying to twist his way past. Gian is Ginedy. Orlando battling hard with Gian, and Orlando's caught in the face by a flailing arm, I think. Might have been ahead of Gian, in fact. Just caught the right side of Orlando. So Orlando, who scored the late equaliser against Egypt, first round of matches, to be in vain in the end as they were beaten on the penalties. It's going to be him to have a crack here. Orlando gets it past Issa. The gap reduced to 4. Low and true.
And now
that's the legs of Issa.
Senegal 7, Madagascar 3.
So, decent start to this third period for Madagascar. Even if a comeback does appear highly unlikely. Another free kick for the Malagasy. Senegal on track to make it 17 successive wins at the Beach Soccer Africa Cup of Nations. Good stop from Issa. Pretty good hit as well, in fairness, from Fofo. Finidi. space for Fofo. Quickly though, closed down to shoot on the turn. Fofo again. It's going to stay with Madagascar. Overhead upcoming. It's the back of the defender. Shot skips wide off the near post. Trying to set up for the overhead. Sedina Jan instead. It's up. Firing with his left. It's dangerous every time he gets the ball. Sedina Jan. Orlando seems to have a great chemistry as well with Mamo Gian. Imelda towards Gossi. Orlando. Gossi strikes it and again. High and wide. Flavia taking off his bib on the bench. Numbers here again for Madagascar. And it's squeezed under the legs of Issa. 7-4. Agility with the goal. Through the legs of Issa. They've got a piece on the ball, but not enough to prevent it from trickling over the line. Was a similar story in the second period. Senegal stretched their advantage, but then pecked back by Madagascar. Two goals in this final period have gone the way of the Malagasy. What's the decision going to be? It's going to go the way of Madagascar. Experienced Toki, 30 years of age.
Então, pessoal, vamos lá fazer a festa, vamos bater as palmas. Morale, 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 pessoal.
Toko fires wide of the mark. Up towards Mamour Gian. Given much time to try and produce. the pass. Flavien. Spin. And the strike off the upright from Orlando. Nearly made it a 2-goal game. Might be increased again to 4 the difference, as it is defended well by Madagascar in the end. Jan to round the keeper and eventually ran out of options. Look at the strike by Orlando, clattered the post. Fofo holding off Ndoye. Actually, one back by Ndoye. Big physical presence at Senegal defence. This is Saliou. Steps in and wins it back. Opportunity, but really come to much for Madagascar. Time running out for them. Squeezes the shot off. It will start for Issa. Foul. All the way beyond Gossi. Opportunity taken away from him by Ndoye. Headed into touch by Gossi. The situation there. Sam. Flung forward by Issa. Headed towards that far corner. Foul. Chance here for an 8 for Senegal, and it is hammered home into the roof of the net. And it's Sedina Issolet Sene who gets on the score sheet for the 3rd game in succession. Got the 6th against Egypt. Will that be the final goal in this contest as well? To have time to pick his spot and thrash it beyond Gossi. Chance of Ole ringing around the arena from the Senegalese supporters. Be back in action in 2 days' time. Looking for a place in the final. This is a foul. Sam towards Sene, this time bundled off the ball. Richard. And Sene impeded by Orlando, so he'll have a free kick. Round about halfway.
E a festa dos adeptos do Senegal na arena do futebol de praia em Vilanculo.
Sene off the post. Difference stays at 4, at least for the time being. That ball might have trickled over the rope, but not so according to the referee at the far side. In fairness, has a much better vantage point. Orlando. Fabrice. Richards. Beg your pardon. Gossi. A few keepy-ups from him. So into the last minute here. And the effort from Richard. Blazed over. Sene. Denies by Gossi. Shot deflected up and over by Amar Samb. Scored from a corner. Already in this contest, Madagascar. Grab a late consolation here. Have another chance. Blocked out again by robust Senegalese defence. This time the shot is deflected. And there goes the final whistle. It's all over in Vilanculo. As Senegal, the 6-time champions, make it 3 wins from 3 in Group B. Defeating Madagascar by 8 goals to 4. Another hat-trick for Sedina Gian, his second of the competition. Gian also striking a couple of times as well for the title favourites. Madagascar suffering a 3rd defeat in 3 outings.
Em relação aos jogos, ainda não temos informação. Saberemos através dos órgãos de informação e das redes sociais.
So, hey, a job well done for Senegal. A look at the collated results in Group B. Egypt getting the better of Uganda earlier on this afternoon. That saw them through as runners-up. Senegal with a 3rd win in as many attempts, following their thumping 10-1 win over Uganda, and then closely fought 6-4 victory yesterday over Egypt. And the final standings see Senegal through with a maximum of 9 points.